This is just a vape show. It's just a vape show. Vape show. This is an intro. Don't need the intro. I don't need intro. This is just a vape show. It's just a vape show. Vape show.
YouTube, what is up? I'm your homeboy Josh, back at you, and today we're taking a look at the Pharaoh RTA from Rip Trippers and DigiFlavor. It comes in the same sort of box that we saw from the Pharaoh dripper tank last time. Gold embossed, gold leaf kind of thing going on with the Pharaoh, and it's got this box very reminiscent of the Masons with the brick layout, and the Pharaoh with the A's being sort of pyramid shaped. Very, very cool looking box, and when you open it up, it's like this gold, flat, shiny material that just gleams in the light, and Rip Trippers lithographed his signature over the spares on there. It looks really, really cool when you open up this box. It kind of just draws you into great packaging on this one. Along the back, it has information about, the control system, the airflow control, the interchangeable deck systems, juice flow control, the conical chamber for better flavor, just specs and whatnot. And a little bit lower down, they do have a warning about nicotine, warning there being an addictive substance, which I guess is just required these days for these sorts of products. The glass in the tank is nice and thick. I want to say something like 1.5 millimeters, 2 millimeters. It's good, thick Pyrex. I want to say it's Pyrex glass. I've dropped the tank a couple times, haven't had any issues with anything breaking on me or anything like that. It's really well put together, which is what I'd expect from something like DigiFlavor, what I'd expect from something like GeekVape. It's two sister companies. You've also got an extension piece, which basically makes this thing just super, super tall. It adds like this much height to the thing. It makes it really, really, really tall. But one thing that impresses me about it, I actually like using this a lot. And one of the coolest things about it, this tank is completely full right now. I can actually remove the top, put this piece on here, pour more juice in, and juicing this thing, you can basically just upturn the bottle in here, because it's that roomy with these juice fill ports. It's really, really roomy in there. And then you just smack top cap right back down, which is not removable. You can't. Kind of wish that it had the option for my own drip tips. Inside the baggie of extras, it does come with a sort of plug that you can use, that you can push into the top of this and then use your own standard style drip tips. But I mean, it would look just absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous doing it. I wouldn't recommend it, but you have the option, I suppose. It's there. And B, this thing never gets hot. It's like metal on the outside, I want to say, but the inside is a Delrin bore, so it never gets hot on me. I like it with the extension and without, but the thing about it with the extension, you'd think that would really affect the flavor. It doesn't. If anything, it makes it more cloudy. The tank itself is kind of a looker. It's a cool looking tank. I really like it because it's black on the top and black on the bottom. So if you have one of those black mods, it's gonna look really cool on that. But it's also stainless in the middle, which is gonna look great on pretty much everything else. So I like that mixing of the two colors there. I think it works effectively. And also with the black, I think it makes the logos and the chimneys really pop. Like on one side of the chimney, you have the Pharaoh all written out in the same sort of font from the box with the, even the A's, they have that pyramid sort of shape to them with the little tiny bricks in them, kind of a cool look to it. And then on the other side, you have the Pharaoh, the same Pharaoh that was all gold leaf on the box itself. It has top airflow control, which is one of my favorite things in an RTA or an RDA, where it has top and bottom airflow. And the control on the top airflow is really nice too. It has this sort of cross hatch kind of thing going on, which is not super, super grippy, but this thing turns really, really easy. Really easy. And then the airflow control on the bottom has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options that deliver airflow. I really like the feel of a pull from a device that has both top and bottom airflow, because then the air is meeting in the middle and it creates this turbulence, maximizes the flavor, if you ask me. I love devices like that. I loved it with that Sense tank we took a look at all that time ago. I loved it in the Aeronaut V1, the Aeronaut V2, the Griffin. I love top and bottom airflow together. I think it's one of the most effective flavor creating sort of systems out there. It also has juice flow control. If you're using like a higher PG sort of juice and it's becoming sort of spitty, or it's becoming too saturated or leaking or something like that, you can close it down a bit and you won't have the issue anymore. So it's a very versatile sort of tank and customizable in its size and the airflow that you're using, because you can close off the bottom or close off the top or use both at the same time. And it's got the juice flow control to customize it to your juice. You've got a lot of options with this tank. Setting it up, breaking it down is really, really easy. There's a lot of pieces to this tank, but the threading on everything is excellent. It's super easy to break it down, set it back up, clean it out whenever you need to. You also get the usual Geek Vape toolkit. Well, in this case, it's a DigiFlavor toolkit. So instead of an orange multi-tool, you get a red multi-tool. You also get a bunch of different colored O-rings, so you can customize the look of it even more with orange or teal. You also get some little black O-rings for odds and ends and whatnot, and extra screws as well. Where the real customization comes in, though, is with the deck designs. You can buy additional decks for this device. They sent over a couple of the extra decks. There's a Velocity style deck. That one they did not send over. I think that people may have been getting sick of, all the shit I've been talking about Velocity style decks. Maybe I won't see one for a while, who knows? And they also sent over something that resembles the Petri style deck to a T. I mean, this is the Petri style deck all day long. You've got a postless style system here with a sort of butterfly look to the deck and these big cutaways for juice. I love the Petri style deck. I think it's great because you can just fit massive amounts of wicking in there. It's a wonderful deck, and especially for something like this, because the wicking holes on the Pharaoh are fantastic. So it makes it a really fun deck to mess around with. And they also have another deck which is very similar to the Griffin Mini. We got a deck that's very similar to that one with sort of that Velocity style system that's kind of made of, miniaturized walls and whatnot. So they've got that as well. Me, I've only really been messing around with the Pharaoh style deck because I love the Pharaoh style deck. I think it's a really excellent, well-made clamping system where it's just one screw that's spring-loaded. The screws are discrete, which is awesome. I just prefer the look of discrete screws when you're dealing with the spring-loaded system. I think it gives it a more polished, more finished look overall. And they're blue screws too, which is kind of cool looking. And if you look on the side, you can actually see the screws working, but if you look at it from the front, you can't see them, which I really like. I like that they're discreet that way. What I threw in here was sort of a standard style fused Clapton coil. It's 32 gauge over 24 gauge that Geek Vape actually sent over in a kit, just because I was feeling lazy. Great flavor on this device, great build options, really customizable look to the whole device. There's a lot of fun things going on with the Pharaoh RTA. I think it was a great follow-up to the Pharaoh Dripper Tank, more of an RTA if you ask me, but a really well put together device overall with some really great options to customize your flavor, customize your airflow, customize your juice flow, and the size of your tank. If you want to walk around with a larger tank with more juice capacity, you can do that. And I love how you can dismantle that section and make it smaller or larger when you're on the go. That's all the way open, just at about 70 watts. Let's close it down a little bit, why don't we? About halfway on the top and the bottom. Nice thick clouds, great flavor reproduction. Haven't had too many issues with leaking. Juice can collect around the bottom of the device a little bit, but it's not so bad that it bugs me, honestly. Anyway guys, that is the Pharaoh RTA from DigiFlavor and Rip Trippers. About 23 millimeters in diameter, so it'll fit on most devices these days, no problem. You guys have 22 millimeter devices, you're gonna have a bit of overhang. But other than that, it's a fun one. Now before I let you go, some general housekeeping. 2 of my videos yesterday were demonetized. My leafy response video and my just the tip video that I just released, which is kind of disheartening. It was kind of frustrating to see that happen, and I didn't get any explanation from Google as to why. I've sent them messages and I'm awaiting a response, but I'm not optimistic about the situation. I don't think that it's going to be turned around. The leafy video, I mean, that one's kind of self-explanatory, let's face it, that's not really advertiser friendly. But the just the tip video, I don't get it. Is it the name just the tip that's suggestive, or is it the 5 cuss words that I uttered during the video? I don't know. Plus, on top of that, my revenue stream basically got cut into a quarter of where it was overnight, pretty much. My view counts are rising and my revenue is doing this. So it's it's not cool is what it is. And it kind of made me realize I have to make some changes to the channel a little bit. Well, I'm not going to cuss. That's one thing, which sucks because I like cussing. It's just, you know, that's the way I talk. And I've got to think of alternate revenue streams on this channel. You know, money is important. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I would like to take this full time one day and would like to do just YouTube videos and vape videos without any side job. I would really like that. Just because it would allow me to put out more content, better content, more quality content for you guys. If I could just focus on this and nothing else. I would love to be able to make a ton of great series. There are so many videos that I want to put together, but I don't have the time, you know? And eventually I want to get to the point where I can do that, and that is where money comes in. The revenue needs to flow in order for me to be able to do that. So I need to think of alternate revenue streams for this channel. Up till now, I've pretty much been working on AdSense and pretty much nothing else. But now, I mean, the future is really uncertain. My videos are being demonetized. Google's got a boycott against their AdSense. I don't know what that means for the future of this channel. But I need to think of more revenue streams. So I'm thinking of setting up a Patreon account. If you guys want to support me there, I definitely would appreciate it. I'll have a link in the description of this video as soon as I get it set up, and I'll be adding that to my other videos as well, just for consistency. I spent last night signing up for a number of different affiliate options with different vape vendors, companies that I've worked with in the past, companies that I trust, and I'll have links in the description there as well, where you can click those links if you're thinking of getting a purchase from any of these particular companies. It would be awesome if you click those links and use those affiliate links in order to buy those products, because I would really appreciate that. It would help me out a great deal. It would help the future of the channel out a great deal. So yeah, Patreon, additional affiliate links that you guys can use. I think I'll have those in the bottom of every video, and I'll probably put them on the About screen of my channel too, just so they're easy to find and accessible to you guys. Any other thoughts, definitely leave them in the comments. I'd greatly appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys and the support that you give to this channel. Thank you so much for everything. Till next time, I'm your homeboy Josh. Vape on, vapors.